Imagine a place so remote, so isolated, that its very location is part of its design. This is the reality of the Alligator Alcatraz Immigration Detention Center. It sits deep within Florida's Big Cypress National Preserve, a vast and unforgiving swampland. The facility was constructed with incredible speed, taking just 8 days to build on a lonely airstrip once known as the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport. It is located about 55 miles from the bustling city of Miami, yet it feels a world away, surrounded by a natural moat of alligators and marsh. What would you do if you were sent to a place so deliberately cut off from the outside world? It's a question that hangs heavy in the humid air. The purpose of Alligator Alcatraz is clear, according to the officials who built it. It serves as a central piece of a strategy to increase immigration detention and accelerate deportation proceedings. The very name Alligator Alcatraz, which now appears on official highway signs, is meant to send a powerful message. The administration hopes that the facility's harsh reputation and remote setting will deter people from entering the country without authorization. They believe it will encourage what they call self-deportation, where individuals choose to leave the country rather than face time in a place like this. The goal is to create a consequence so severe that it changes behavior on a national scale. When President Donald Trump visited for its official opening on July 1, 2025, he signaled a new chapter in immigration enforcement. The facility was designed to hold thousands of people. Its initial capacity was set for 3,000 detainees, with plans to quickly expand and house up to 5,000. Within days of opening, the first buses arrived, bringing in hundreds of men to fill the newly erected beds. Officials stated that the average stay is expected to be about 2 weeks, a short but intense period designed for rapid processing. But for those inside, each day can feel like an eternity, far from family, legal help, and the life they once knew. The physical structure itself is a testament to its purpose. The entire 39-acre site is a fortress of modern security. It is guarded by over 400 security personnel, a mix of the Florida National Guard and private contractors. More than 28,000 feet of barbed wire top the high chain-link fences, and over 200 surveillance cameras watch every corner of the compound. This massive security presence is meant to ensure no one gets out, but it also creates an environment of constant observation and control. The message is simple and stark. This is a place of detention, not a place of refuge. For the people who live and work here, it is a daily reality. So, who are the people being held inside Alligator Alcatraz? Officially, the center is meant for the worst of the worst. However, the reality appears to be far more complex. As of mid-July 2025, the population was around 1,000 men, most of them Hispanic. While the government claims the facility holds individuals with serious criminal records, reports from lawyers and advocates tell a different story. They say many detainees have no criminal history at all. There have been accounts of DACA recipients, people with legal stays of removal, and even a 15-year-old boy being held within its fences. During one tour, a man was heard shouting, "I'm an American citizen." It makes you wonder, what would you do if you found yourself in this situation? Daily life, as described by those inside, is a constant struggle against the elements and the conditions. Detainees are housed in enormous heavy-duty tents. Inside each tent are 8 large cells made of chain-link fencing and topped with more barbed wire. Each of these cage-like cells holds 32 beds, consisting of simple metal bunk beds. The close quarters offer little privacy or peace. Detainees report that the air conditioning is often unreliable, leaving them to swelter in the Florida heat, with temperatures inside the tents reaching the mid-80s. Imagine trying to sleep, eat, and live in a crowded, hot space, with the constant buzz of insects and the weight of uncertainty. The most basic necessities have become sources of major complaints. Attorneys for the detainees have filed reports alleging that the food is not only inadequate, but also unsanitary. Some men have claimed to find worms in their meals. Others say they are served only one small meal a day, with just a couple of minutes to eat it. Sanitation is another critical issue. The cells are equipped with 3 toilets, but often only one is functional. These toilets frequently overflow, flooding the concrete floors with waste. The situation is made worse by infestations of mosquitoes, crickets, and even frogs that find their way into the living areas. Access to the outside world, including legal counsel, is severely restricted. This isolation is a key part of the controversy. Lawyers have reported being denied the ability to meet with their clients in person, which is especially troubling when they are representing minors. All communication with family and attorneys must happen over the phone, creating a barrier to effective legal defense. Furthermore, there are claims of inadequate medical care. Detainees with chronic conditions have allegedly been denied access to their necessary prescription medications. This raises a critical question. How can someone properly prepare their legal case or maintain their health in such an environment? When stories of the conditions inside Alligator Alcatraz began to leak out, it created a firestorm of controversy. The public heard two completely different versions of reality, depending on who was speaking. On one side were the detainees, their lawyers, and Democratic lawmakers. After 5 of her colleagues were denied entry, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz sued for access. Following a court-ordered tour on July 12, 2025, she described what she saw in stark terms. She called the living areas crowded, unsanitary, and bug-infested cages. She and her colleagues backed up the detainees' claims of overflowing toilets, unreliable air conditioning, and a pervasive feeling of desperation. On the other side, you have the official government response. The Florida Division of Emergency Management, which oversees the facility, has denied every negative report. They insist that Alligator Alcatraz meets all required standards for health and safety. In official statements, they claim that detainees receive 3 meals a day, have constant access to clean water and showers, and are provided with 24/7 medical care. They also state that the air conditioning is fully functional and supported by backup generators. They paint a picture of an orderly, well-managed facility that is fulfilling its mission safely and humanely. The question for the public is, who do you believe? Republican lawmakers who toured the facility on the same day came away with a very different impression. State Senator Blaise Ingoglia described the center as well-run and safe. He said the living quarters he saw were clean and that the air conditioning was working perfectly. His colleague, State Senator Jay Collins, agreed, stating the facility was clean and functioning as intended. This stark contrast in perspectives from people who walked the same hallways on the same day is at the heart of the political debate. It suggests that what people see, or at least what they report, may be influenced by their political viewpoint and what they expected to find. This divide extends all the way to the federal level. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem acknowledged that there may have been initial problems, but assured the public that any issues that were there have been addressed. She has gone even further, stating that she is in talks with governors from 5 other states who are interested in creating their own facilities modeled after Alligator Alcatraz. This indicates a strong belief within the administration that this model is not only successful but also replicable. The conflicting reports leave the public to sort through the claims and counterclaims, trying to piece together the truth of what is happening inside this remote Florida swamp. The debate over Alligator Alcatraz extends beyond just the living conditions. It touches on fundamental questions about immigration policy, human rights, and environmental protection. The very existence of the facility is a point of contention. It was built with the stated goal of enforcing immigration laws more strictly and acting as a deterrent. Proponents argue that a secure, no-nonsense approach is necessary to manage the border and ensure that those without a legal right to be in the country are processed quickly. They see the center as a necessary tool for national security and a symbol of a commitment to the rule of law, no matter how tough it may seem. However, critics see the facility in a completely different light. They argue that its remote location and harsh conditions are not about enforcement, but about punishment. Human rights organizations and immigration advocates contend that the center is designed to make life so difficult for detainees that they give up their legal claims for asylum or residency. The restrictions on access for lawyers and family members are seen as a deliberate attempt to undermine due process. Furthermore, environmental groups have raised serious concerns about the facility's rapid construction within the sensitive Big Cypress National Preserve without proper public review or environmental impact studies. The community is caught in the middle of this fierce debate. For some, the center represents a strong government taking decisive action. They support the mission and believe it will make the country safer. For others, it is a source of shame and a violation of American values. They worry about the people being held inside and the message that such a facility sends to the rest of the world. Protests have been held by those who want the center shut down, while supporters have rallied to defend it. This division reflects a broader national conversation about how the country should treat immigrants and asylum seekers. Ultimately, the story of Alligator Alcatraz is far from over. It remains a potent symbol in the ongoing national argument over immigration. The questions it raises are not simple ones. Is it an effective tool for law enforcement or a violation of human dignity? Is it a model for the future of immigration detention or a dangerous mistake? As lawmakers continue to argue, as lawyers continue to fight for their clients, and as officials in other states consider building similar centers, the fate of Alligator Alcatraz and the people inside it hangs in the balance. What happens next will depend on which side of the debate wins the hearts and minds of the public.